As we head into Thanksgiving, woo, that can be loaded, right? I've been thinking about how appreciation isn't just something that we feel, it's something we offer. Welcome to Late Bloomer Living, the podcast where we're all about shaking up our ideas about what it means to grow older. I'm Yvonne Marchese, your resident age agitator and play instigator. Around here, we believe midlife is the perfect time to play, to reinvent, and bloom like you mean it. Let's go. Hi, I'm Yvonne Marchese. Welcome if you haven't been here before. Welcome back if you are an old friend. It's great to have you here. Last week, I talked about the subtle difference between gratitude and appreciation, and how a walk on a rough morning helped me discover that when I get grounded in the present and curious, appreciation flows naturally, and that's what leads me to real gratitude. And here we are, it's Thanksgiving. Today, I wanted to take that whole idea a step further into our relationships. As we head into Thanksgiving, woo, that can be loaded, right? I've been thinking about how appreciation isn't just something that we feel, it's something we offer. This season can be beautiful and complicated. We're juggling plans, family dynamics, travel, nostalgia, maybe even grief. I've had many Thanksgivings where things looked picture perfect, the food, the table, the music, but inside, I felt tense or disconnected. I was so busy trying to make things right that I missed what was real. And gratitude in those moments, it felt like just another expectation. Be thankful, smile, yay. But appreciation, true appreciation, helps me drop the script. I'm going to try it as an experiment this Thanksgiving. You want to do it with me? I'm going to use it as an experiment to see people how they are, not how I wish they'd be. It's the difference between saying, I'm grateful you cooked dinner, and saying, I appreciate how you always make sure that everyone has their favorite side dish. One is polite and the other is personal. Do you see that difference? One checks a box and the other one builds a bridge and hopefully makes that person feel seen. What a difference would that be if everybody felt seen? When we appreciate someone, we're saying, I see your effort. I see your essence. I see you. And here's the thing, appreciation doesn't require the other person to change. It simply softens us. Think about the difference that would be there if, okay, let's say your husband does the dishes and you say, hey, honey, thank you for doing the dishes. And he says, sure. That's the end of the transaction, right? Boom. Cut and dried, pretty simple. But let's say he did it and you hadn't asked and you say, I really appreciate that you did that without me even asking. It really makes me feel cared for. Don't you think that that might land a little bit differently for your husband to know that what he did without you asking made you feel cared for? He might do it again. Just saying. So let's talk about doing this as a game. How about this week, if you find yourself doing a Thanksgiving gathering, whether it's a Friendsgiving or a family Thanksgiving, more traditional kind of thing, let's experiment with appreciation in action. Okay, so option one, the appreciation game. Instead of the usual, what are you grateful for game? I think we've probably all heard that, right? What about going around and sharing something you appreciate with someone else in the room? And it can be serious or silly. I appreciate your contagious laugh. I appreciate that you always bring the best desserts. I appreciate how you make everyone feel welcome. It doesn't have to be profound. It just needs to be noticed. Option two for the game could be just quiet appreciation. If your family isn't that kind of family that says things out loud and it might be considered awkward and weird, okay, do it silently. As you look around the table, take a moment to just notice each person and think of one small thing that you appreciate about them. It could be their resilience if they've been through a tough year. It could be their humor, or it could simply be that they showed up. It doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be real. What if all the pressure was just off for it to have to be any one thing? I feel better already just thinking about it like that. If you can, take a big deep breath with me. Close your eyes, unless you're driving, and think of one person in your life, past or present, who's shaped you in some way. Oh my goodness. I just thought my dad. He was a really good cook, and he made really good turkey and stuffing for Thanksgiving, and he's passed. Anyway, picture them. Notice what comes up. What do you appreciate about them right now? That appreciation, that's connection inside you. So this Thanksgiving, I'm giving you permission that you don't have to be grateful for everything. You don't have to have it all together. But maybe somewhere between, the laughter and the anxiety and the chaos, you can pause and notice what and who you appreciate. Because appreciation brings us back to presence. And presence brings us back to love. And there you have it. My final thoughts for this Thanksgiving. And if this idea of slowing down and reconnecting with yourself, with your playful, curious side, if this really speaks to you, I want to invite you to join the wait list for my play shop. It's a playful, hands-on experience where we explore tools like this, ways to use curiosity and creativity to calm your nervous system, shift your energy, and rediscover what lights you up. You can join the waitlist at latebloomerliving.com/play, and you'll be the first to know when the next live or recorded version of the Play Shop is available. And until next time, take a breath, look around, and see what or who you can appreciate today. Bloom like you mean it, my friend.